Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you again. This time we're going to go over the gossip, and this is about Lamont M., wrongfully convicted Kansas City man who sues for $93 million after 23 years in prison. Arresting officer also is accused of assaulting the man's mother. The article is by Zack, and let's get into it. When a person spends years or even decades in prison for a crime they didn't commit, there really is no dollar amount that can compensate for the freedom and the life experiences said person was denied. But 93 million is at least a good starting point. And yet another case where a wrongfully convicted black man spent more than 2 decades in prison for a crime he didn't commit. 45-year-old Lamont M. I'm going to say M because I do not want to mispronounce his name, is seeking $93 million in damages from the unified government of Wyandotte County in Kansas City, Kansas. Okay? And this is the gentleman right here. I will have this tweet linked in the description, as I do with all my sources, if you want to dive deeper into this story. Also named in the suit is a former police detective, Roger G., who is the suit claimed set M up for a fraudulent conviction. G is also accused of assaulting M's mother, Rose M., who is also seeking $30 million in damages. According to NPR, G was the lead detective in an April 1994 double homicide case in which Donnell Quinn, age 22, and Donald Irwin, age 34, was shot dead. M was arrested just 6 hours after the shooting. He was convicted, and 23 years later, he was exonerated. What happened between the date of his arrest and the date of his release is unclear, but what is clear is that the lawsuit alleges that G was a corrupt cop for whom framing the innocent and assaulting black women was just another Tuesday. In particular, they allege that G coerced M's mother into an encounter and then framed her son for double murder when she rejected later advances from them. In a statement, M's lawyer said G abused black women for years, exploiting them for relations, then using them as anonymous informants to clear cases or to protect drug dealers, including Rose M., age 73. Women are listed in the pretrial order, which uses only their initials to protect their identities. As women, G alleges victimized. G used his badge to protect the guilty, frame the innocent, and serve his personal agenda, whether it was carrying out a vendetta or protecting the drug dealers who paid him, the lawyer said in the order. Okay? Of course, G was a cop from the 1975 until he retired in 2010, denies the allegations against him, and has asked that his alleged bad character not be allowed as evidence in the case. Roger Blank, in a statement, contends that he was a good cop and a detective, that he cared about the community he served, particularly the African American community, that he sought to hold dirty cops accountable. His attorney said in a statement, a reasonable person would wonder how a good cop ended up with assault accusations. An innocent man spending 23 years in prison as a result of a case in which he was the lead detective, but okay. as well as unified government. It's not even arguing that G isn't guilty of what he's accused of. Instead, essentially saying, I mean, ain't, ain't, let me start it again. I mean, we ain't tell him to do that ish. Okay? In a statement, no policymaker for the United government has acknowledged or noticed that G's encounter / or use coerced and unreliable witnesses, statements from vulnerable witnesses, though the threat or arrest, physical violence, and domination payments and drugs or money or other consequences. It said in a statement arguing it's not liable because if true, G's actions would have been outside the scope of employment. The unified government is arguing that the key witnesses now accusing G of misconduct have given inconsistent statements and theories about the M investigation over the years. Meanwhile, M, who now lives in Arizona, says in his lawsuit that he was exposed to stark and horrible conditions during the 23 years he spent in prison, which, to let Kansas City authorities tell it, nobody was responsible for. In a statement, it says, as a result of the depression and anxiety, Lamont has problems sleeping, his lawyer said. He experiences nightmares during the day. He is hypervigilant and anxious. Hopefully he and his mother get everything that they're suing for. Also, when are we going to start pulling dirty cops and for false convictions they're responsible for? Okay? And that is the end of it. And this is just another picture of him and assuming would be his mom. Yeah, man. So this was an interesting story. It has a lot of, moving parts to it. I think that any person that spends time in jail wrongly or unjustly deserves their day in court and they deserve their freedom. I wish they would have went into more detail of how he was exonerated. I'm very interested to find that out, and if I do, as always, I will make another video or update about it and post all the links and the sources in the description box as I always do. Hopefully they can seek some type of justice. I think it's really terrible that cops would do things like that and then they get to live out the rest of their life free and don't have to stand accountable for their actions, for the crimes that they have committed when they took a sworn oath to protect and serve. So this is a developing case and I will keep you updated as always. As for that, I want to take this time right now to thank each and every one of you for coming to my channel, watching my videos, liking, disliking, and commenting in the comment section. So, let's get this conversation about this going. And I'll definitely holler at you guys in the next video.